told him to take it off. I told him to pull it. So he couldn't. He owned to. I said, Gary, you fucking got some major bills you can't afford it. What are you playing around in this bullshit? Send your group. I went in there with him in the speaker. You know, he gave me that. First he said, I know you're right when you talk privately. Then he gets on the speakers and tries to rationalize and they're getting hurt all over his head. Hey. Announce the results.
Ayes 80, noes 32.
The bill is passed.
Assembly 10,291, Rules Report 554. Mr. Engelbright, an act to amend the executive law.
On a motion by Mr. Engelbright, the Senate bill is before the House. The Senate bill is advanced. Read the last section.
This act shall take effect immediately.
Clerk will record the vote. Are there any other votes? Announce the results.
Ayes 103, noes 1.
The bill is passed.
Assembly 10,739A, Rules Report 555. Committee on Rules. Concurrent resolution of the Senate and Assembly proposing an amendment to Section 7 of Article 5 of the Constitution.
The resolution is laid aside.
Assembly 10,740, Rules Report 556, Committee on Rules, an act to amend the public health law and the education law.
Governor's message is at the desk. Clerk will read.
I hereby certify to an immediate vote Andrew M. Cuomo, Governor.
Read the last section.
This act shall take effect on the 90th day.
Clerk will record the vote. Ms. Hooper to explain her vote.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. I wish to first commend the sponsor of this bill because it is so important, especially with something so valuable and something that is irreplaceable as water, and to make it a requirement that the water in the school systems is potable, not just for the children, but for anyone who enters into that what did I say? What did I say last? School. It is important that the water is potable, not just for the children who utilize the water, but anyone who goes into a facility where water is considered is there for those to drink. I am in the process of attempting to assure that the water in my community is not contaminated. And this bill is a forerunner to assuring that 2/3 of our chemical makeup is water. And a human being cannot sustain him or herself more than 10 days without water. Therefore, it is very important that we realize that when we contaminate or poison that which is so necessary to the sustaining life, we have to be careful that we do not allow substances to go into our water systems that can cause harm and or danger or even compromise life. So I just want to go on the record that in my community, in the Nassau County area where water, we have natural underground aquifers. And the water that we have can be challenged with chemicals if a vehicle is placed there and an industrial vehicle is placed in an area. I can't do this with all this stuff going on. What? I'll wait for him to acknowledge you. May I continue?
We are past the time, Ms. Hooper. If you
I
could
understand,
sum it
but
up, it would be helpful.
Yes, I'll sum it up. I just want to say that it is important that we realize that water is a substance which all of us need, and it is very important in the Nassau County community that we realize that we cannot allow an agency to place a vehicle or industrial vehicles where they might contaminate the water. Therefore, I enter my affirmative for this bill, and I commend the sponsor.
Ms. Hooper in the affirmative. Ms. Hunter, to explain your vote.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The passing of this legislation comes after a recent article on Syracuse.com citing a study by Quest Diagnostics that was published in the Journal of Pediatrics. This study stated that 40% of children living in the city of Syracuse had higher than normal lead levels, and 16% high lead levels. Studies show that high levels of lead can negatively impact a young child's ability to learn and even cause brain damage. As a mother, I am extremely concerned about these staggering statistics. Once again, Syracuse ranks first in the nation in one of the worst categories, the safety of our children's drinking water. It's concerning that many of our schools are outdated and our local water mains see hundreds of breaks each year. Our schools are supposed to be safe places for our children to learn, yet lead-contaminated drinking water could slowly poison them. This measure will create standards that ensure every school across the state, whether in a wealthy or poor community, has the resources it needs to test its drinking water so we can be sure our kids aren't exposed to harmful levels of lead. I commend the sponsor, and I will be voting in the affirmative. Thank you.
Ms. Hunter in the affirmative. Mr. McLaughlin.
Get ready. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To explain my vote, I just want to first start out by commending the sponsor and say I'm a co-sponsor of this bill because I believe in clean drinking water. Let's talk about drinking water for just a minute. This is a message of necessity from a governor who for 110 days ignored the people of Hoosick Falls before he finally got up there to talk about PFOA in their water. This is about schools, and I commend the sponsor and I co-sponsor this because I believe in safe drinking water for our schools, but we also need safe drinking water all throughout our communities. PFOA is going to show up all over the place. I have been screaming about holding hearings in Hoosick Falls because my constituents are contaminated 11 times above the national average, but that's not even true because this governor is not releasing all the data. There are 11 times when you spread it out throughout the whole village. When you look at the folks that drank the municipal drinking water, they are exponentially higher than that. And if you saw the press conference I held the other day, you see little babies, 4 years old, 6 years old, 110, 120, 177 parts per billion. Everyone in here is probably 2 parts per billion. So I get a message of necessity for a governor who ignored my community for 110 days. Yeah, I support this bill 100%. But you all need to understand what went on here, and you all need to join my call and demand hearings from this Assembly and that Senate to look at what went on here for a governor who knew for 18 months that the water was contaminated. He knew, and he said nothing. He ignored it. He took active steps to deny the people of Hoosick Falls the knowledge that they needed to protect their families. Please take a look. I beg you, if it was your communities, just like it is, you would want answers for your people just like I seek them for mine. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. McLaughlin in the affirmative. Are there any other votes? Announce the results.
Ayes 108, noes 0.
The bill is passed. Mr. Morelli.
Yes, thank you, sir. I'd like to take the next two bills in this order. Rules Report 351 on page 12 of the main calendar by Mr. Tedesco, followed by calendar 830. Hang on one second, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to double check that it is calendar 830 on page 71 by Mr. Butler.
Clerk will read. Got it.
Assembly 9475, Rules Report 351. Mr. Tedesco, an act to amend the tax law.
On a motion by Mr. Tedesco, the Senate bill is before the House. The Senate bill is advanced. Home rule message is at the desk. Read the last section.
This act shall take effect immediately.
Clerk will record the vote.
Mr. Oakes to explain his vote.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This legislation is one of a number of expanding into municipalities this type of tax. And so we have a decision whether to make to decide whether to vote for this or not. The sponsor of this legislation is the only person that was in this chamber when I first came on the Republican side. And that's kind of amazing to see that everyone else has gone away onto other positions, onto other places, perhaps retirement. But Jim Tedesco has decided to stay through all that time, and he's made another decision that I decided not to venture on to the other house. And so I stand here today usually voting against these, but I'm going to change my vote, Jim Tedesco. Vote for this and also say it's been a pleasure to serve with you over these years. Thank you for your service in this chamber. And we all appreciate and look forward to getting bills that we deal with you and partner with you on the other side. So all the best in the election. Good luck to you.
Mr. Garbarino to explain its vote.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also usually vote no on these bills, but considering Jim has been here for longer than I've been alive and has survived, I'm going to switch my vote to a yes. $1 vote. Garbarino.
Ms. Nolan to explain her vote.
I usually vote yes on these bills, Mr. Speaker, but I'm going to just on this one take a pass. No. No, I'm going to vote in the affirmative. Thank you. Good luck, Jim.
Are there any other votes? Announce the results.
Ayes 81, noes 29.
The bill is passed. Go to page 71 of the calendar.
Assembly 9635, Calendar 830. Mr. Butler, an act to amend the tax law.
On a motion by Mr. Butler, the Senate bill is before the House. The Senate bill is advanced. The home rule message is at the desk. Read the last section.
This act shall take effect immediately.
Record the vote.
Are there any other votes? Announce the results.
Ayes 79, noes 30.
The bill is passed. Mr. Morelli.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I really do appreciate everyone's patience. We're moving here as quickly as we can. I need to ask you to please call on Mr. Lopez for the purposes of an announcement.
Mr. Lopez, for the purposes of announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There'll be an immediate Republican conference in the parlor.
An immediate Republican conference in the parlor. Mr. Morelli.
Yes, sir. I move that the House stand at ease until the conclusion of party conference.
The House will stand at ease till the conclusion of party conferences.